Alright, so while it's believable that Thanos could take on the Avengers by himself, we've always wondered just which characters could become allies with the Mad Titan in next year's Avengers Infinity War. Well, thanks to the new batch of set photos, we may have an answer to that very question. While not confirmed, the new look seems to reveal that Corvus Glaive, I don't know how to pronounce his name, and the Black Order will be in cahoots with Thanos, making the inevitable showdown with the MCU's finest that much more interesting. For those of you who don't know, the Black Order is a group of Thanos' most trusted and ruthless servants, which includes characters such as Proxima Midnight, Black Dwarf, and of course, Corvus Glaive. Directed by Joe and Anthony Russo, Avengers Infinity War is set to be released on May 4th, 2018. Gio, I don't know much about this character or the Black Order. I'm sure you don't as well, unless you've done some research, but how do you feel knowing that we're going to get some of pretty much Thanos' henchmen in this movie?
A little bummed, honestly, because I was so set on the idea of other MCU villains coming back for Infinity War, and some of these heroes having to reface or visit their past once again. Whether it be a Red Skull, this time the Cosmic Skull, powered by one of the Infinity Stones, the Abomination, or even Loki. Who knows how Ragnarok ends up? Or who's the guy in Doctor Strange? Well, I always forget his name. Khaleesi?
Something like that.
Khaleesi, yeah. But I don't know. I don't know much about these characters. I wish I could tell you. Judging by these motion captures, they look like they're going to be... well, maybe some of them are going to be like these big, creatures, figures. Maybe not the size of Thanos, but
Yeah.
I honestly don't know what to expect. All I know is that Marvel, they've done a superb job with their motion capture, with the help of Andy Serkis, of course. So I'm very curious to see what comes of this.
Yeah, I don't know much about these characters, but I do think it's cool that I don't want an army of mindless aliens.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we've seen that multiple times. We've seen it in the first Avengers. Age of Ultron, mindless robots. I don't want that. I would much rather see, if we're going to do this, I would much rather see 3 or 4 very strong villains where 5 Avengers have to take one of these guys on by themselves. That's way better than an army of 1,000 aliens that Cap could take on 20 of them by himself, Yeah. So I would much rather see that. I do think it works story-wise if Thanos already has this group with him,
right,
rather than having the movie explain, all right, I went and got Abomination, I went and grabbed Red Skull, I went and grabbed Loki. I actually think, and it hasn't been confirmed, has Tom Hiddleston been confirmed for Avengers Infinity War?
I don't think he has, no.
That doesn't mean we won't see him. I could see, unless Loki dies before then, I could see Loki fighting on the opposite side of Thanos in this. Because, look, as much as Loki has his own self-interest in mind, he doesn't want the universe to be taken over by some guy who thinks he should be in control,
Because then there's no universe to run.
Exactly. Yeah. So I could see Thor being like, look, do you really want the universe to perish as we know it? And Loki's going to be like, you're right. And if Loki's on their side, like if we counted Loki, if we pit Loki up against the rest of the heroes, he's one of the most powerful out of all of them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it would help to have Loki on your side.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's what's going to end up happening, unless Loki does something in Thor Ragnarok that makes him totally unredeemable or he dies. But I like this idea that, like I said, it's going to be 3 or 4 big villains that the Avengers, like 5, 6, 7, or 8 of the Avengers have to take on, because there's going to be 30 heroes in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
So they can't all be taking on Thanos. Like, just action-wise, it's not going to look right,
Yeah.
But you guarantee we're going to see Iron Man, Cap, Spider-Man, Star-Lord taking on Thanos or something. Or probably Doctor Strange. You're going to need, like, Doctor Strange, Scarlet Witch, the Hulk, characters like that to fight Thanos. Because who's going to physically take on Thanos.
Right. No, you're right.
And one thing that makes me think of, like, Gamora and Drax have a lot more motivation to take on Thanos than, let's say, any of the Avengers characters. So maybe the Guardians play a bigger part in Infinity War than we think.
So, yeah.
So, but overall, I like this. I don't know much about the characters. I do plan on reading up on them, though. After reading this, I'm going to go out of my way to read some Thanos Black Order stuff, for sure.